just made his mind up, 'cause the days don't feel long enough, and I'm tired of wasting time. What if
they hate him because he is able to do these things right here. Lamar Jackson.
I can't recall seeing anything like Lamar Jackson.
He is a unicorn. He is an anomaly. He is inconquerable.
He's must-see television.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's just not fair.
His legs
One way to describe Lamar Jackson
are like filled with rocket fuel. Put men on ice. He's like Sub-Zero. Look at him. Juke. They can't even put their hands on him, like a gazelle. Look at him, making men fall to their backside. They hate him because of these things that he can do. Right here with his legs. A gift that comes straight from the Most High. Never been seen before with a quarterback. He's like Barry Sanders, but yet a quarterback. Look at that, Juke. Get off me. He makes grown men trying to tackle him look like little boys trying to tackle a grown man. And this can only be found in one type of man. This agility, this ability. And it is found only in the black man. And not just any black man, a specific black man. That would be the descendants of those who were enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. We are the true children of Yisrael. These abilities that you're seeing in Lamar, you saw in Michael Jordan, you saw it in many others, is something that no other group of people can do. And he's hated for it. Why? Because of the jealousy, because it terrorizes the competition. It terrorizes them. They hate it because they know you can't teach this. But yet, they put it on display to make money off of it. Why? Because it is very valuable. Yeah. This is what we deal with. Because this man does not look like this. This is Justin Hubert. They say that this man, the mainstream media and local media, sports analysts, say that this man is better than Lamar when he's not even on his level. Right? Now, he would, if this man could do all of what you've seen with his legs, not to take away from Lamar Jackson's arm, because he's better than him with his arm and his legs, of course. But they try to say this man is better than him as if he can throw better than Lamar, which is not true. Just because Lamar has the specific gift with his legs that can only be found in the black man, aka African American or European African or Caribbean African, all those who are the descendants of the enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. These gifts appear over and over and over again in this one group of people who we now know are the true children of Israel. The hate comes from Satan and his seed. They hate him because he does not look like this man. But he does not look like this man, right? This is Josh Allen. They say that Lamar is not as good as this man. They say that this man is better than Lamar as a quarterback. He's good, so is Justin Herbert, the last guy I showed. The only reason why they say it is because he's a white man. Justin Herbert is a white man. But this is how Lamar Jackson looks. Let's get Lamar. This is it right here. They do not like to give the just due to a man this great gift because of his beauty, because he looks like this. His hair was like wool, but it was white, but it was like wool. His skin was like bronze, burnt in the fire. This is how this is the image that they hate. And so because he can do these great things that can be found in no other race, they can't teach this. So they feared and they're jealous. So the mainstream media and the local media, who is owned and run by non-African American men and baby women, who all have a hate and a jealousy of the gifts that was given to the chosen. They talk all kinds of lies and deceit. They try to discredit this man on his ability to be an excellent quarterback, very intelligent quarterback, talented with his arm, his accuracy. He's been put in a position where he had no help as far as his receivers until this year. He's been in the league, this is 6th year. For 5 years, he has been playing with one arm behind his back, and he has been a winner. The second most winningest quarterback in the regular season, behind Patrick Mahomes. But yet, if you turn on the national sports media and local, you will hear he can't throw from the pocket. He can't throw outside the numbers. He is not a quarterback. He's a running back. He's a great athlete, but he is not a quarterback. But yet he keeps winning and winning and winning. He just beat all the it out of Detroit Lions, whose fans were believing that hype. Not with his legs, but with his arm. He dismantled their defense. It's supposed to have been a top defense, like number 3 or so. He toyed with them. And they still want to go with the same narrative. So do you want us, the public, to believe you, your lying, hateful media, or our lying eyes? You want us to believe you or our lying eyes? What we see is the truth. Lamar is the truth. He is a generational talent. You won't see this. It's like Michael Jordan. It only appears in one group of people. The jealousy and the hate is because this is the image that they want to hate. But they can't help it because he brings so many butts to the seat. He is box office. His performances are a thing of beauty. He is so fun to watch because he does things that we have never seen. And he brings a lot of money to the media and to the NFL. But yet, they hate him. But he generates the money, so they have to deal with him. But what they do is they try to neutralize it by lying and saying because he can run as he can, as a gazelle with a thing of beauty, they try to neutralize it and say he can't throw, which is a lie. Led the league in touchdowns. Who threw the touchdowns? Mark Andrews, who is a tight end, his number one receiver, is like probably the second best tight end in the league. Why? Who threw him the ball? He made Mark Andrews a rich man and a well-known man. If he couldn't throw, Mark Andrews would be nothing. This man is a humble man, respectful, does not get in trouble, just a beautiful person. And they assassinate his being all day long, up and down the TV. All because he is comfortable in his skin, because he wears his hair like he should. It's beautiful. It's woolly, like the Messiah. Hair was like wool. His skin is dark and beautiful. He's beautiful. And he wears it like a badge of honor. And that terrorizes the enemy. They hate that. They want him to desire to assimilate and look like them. Let me show you something. He does not look like this man. Let's get him. Patrick Mahomes. He's what they call a mulatto, a mixed race. He is, every time you bring up Lamar, they put him up. He is a great football player. Not taking anything from him. But they use him to try to say that Lamar is basically nothing because this man is the one. Well, they accept this man right here and hold him up in high esteem. And he is good now. But they constantly put him over Lamar. And they accept him and they don't bash him. He got gifts. He don't have the legs that Lamar had, which is a specific gift that's only found in the Africans who are the descendants of those taken in the slave trade. His gifts are great, but he does not have the ceiling that Lamar has. Why? Because no one could run and move and be as agile as Lamar Jackson. It's like Michael Jordan. Lamar Jackson is like the Michael Jordan of the NFL. Even though Larry Bird could shoot real good, he just could not get off the floor like Michael Jordan and stay in the air longer than his opponents and drop dimes. And this is what Lamar Jackson is able to do because of his legs. So his arm is great. He can throw with the best of them. But because you add his legs to it, the speed, the agility, to be able to stop on a drop of a dime to make the opponents look silly, like children. This right here sets him apart even from Patrick Mahomes. He is a unanimous MVP. Patrick Mahomes has won, I believe, MVP twice, but he's never been a unanimous MVP. Patrick Mahomes has had a better surrounding cast to work with him, a better coach, better players around him, better receivers. He had Tyreek Hill, probably the best wide receiver in the game, the fastest, who stays open. All you got to do is throw the ball out there wherever he's going to be. No one will be near him. Patrick Mahomes has won many times because, not just because he's good, but because he has had help. Lamar has had no help. And the last time they played, Lamar beat him with a depleted, hurt team. Still beat him. So, But this man right here is accepted because why? Look, he has an image. I'm gonna just go here. He has an image that the mainstream wants. He looks almost white, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is they don't want to accept Lamar because he looks absolutely black, and he appears to love it. He's not trying to assimilate. Patrick Mahomes is the perfect image of what America would prefer to use as an image of America, of a successful black man. All right? If he's going to be successful and be in their arena and put on a pedestal, he must look like this. This is what they call marketable. Lamar, how many endorsements does he have? As famous as he is, and as great as he is, one of the best ever to lace him up. He's already one of the best. He's already a Hall of Famer, and he's just getting started. But yet, he has little or no endorsements. Shame on you, America. You will never change. This is why I say Mother Africa is calling us. I hope that Lamar Jackson take every dime that he earned from this hateful place when he's finished his career and go back to the land from which our ancestors were stolen and make himself an empire where he does not have to worry about being hated on because of his hue, because of his hair, because of who he is, because he is a descendant of those who were taken and enslaved in the transatlantic slave trade. He could be beautiful as he is. He is a beautiful person in his being and beautiful in appearance. He can just be himself. He can talk like he is born to talk. His speech patterns, he can feel free to continue in his speech patterns. He can feel free not to worry about having to assimilate and talk with a different pitch or tone that is not of his norm. His vocal cords, his vocal cords are different from the dominant culture here. He is a black man. His lips are thick. All right? These things, the differences are good. There's no problem with the opposition or the opposite. It's okay if you white and your lips are thin and you talk with a different pitch. Great. It's beautiful. We made different. But why hate on him because he's dark and he got thick lips and he talks with a different pitch? His speech patterns are different. His speech patterns come from his people. Why can't he embrace that? You hate him because he embraces that. But we love him. And I love it. Yeah. And I got one more thing that I'm going to end on. Shannon Sharp, people like Charles Barkley, Shannon Sharp, these are bootlicking Negroes. All right? Shannon Sharp, Charles Barkley, and the sports analyst, the buffoon, what is his name? I can't think of his name right now because he's not even important. The buffoon, Stephen A. Smith. Sorry about that. Stephen A. Smith. You know, and I'm going to say it, the white men that hate on people like Lamar who are racist, and all white people are not racist because, you know, we're not even going to go there. But the ones who are in positions of power in the media, who want to paint a picture of Lamar as just a terrible person, They cannot quarterback, because the quarterback, they want to paint this picture because the quarterback is usually the leader of the team. He is looked at as the team's captain, the general, and they don't want an image of a black man, or image, especially one that looks like Lamar, that is a pure black man, to be a general, a leader. They don't want that. This is the racism that's been in this country from the beginning, since they brought our ancestors here, and it's still here. These are the people that own the media, so they don't want an image like Lamar they don't want this image. Let's go back to it. They don't want this image to be looked at as a leader, a general. They don't want that. They would prefer the image of Patrick Mahomes, or this image, Justin Herbert. I'm sorry. I can't think of his name right now, but Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. They want that. Or Patrick Mahomes. If they got to settle for a black man, they want him to look like this. All right? But they don't want him to look nothing like this. So what they do, the mainstream media and the local media, who is owned by racist people, racist against blacks, they take their hitmen, because they cowards. They stand behind the scenes, and they put Shannon Sharp, who was a black man, people like him, Charles Barkley, that other buffoon that I just mentioned, Stephen A. Smith, and there's many others. They put them up to carry their lie, their narrative that Lamar's not a quarterback and he can't throw. And they get up there like buffoons and dance and buck dance for their masters. As long as they get their checks, they don't even care. How embarrassing, how humiliating. How do you do this? But this has been since we were brought here. Our ancestors were brought here in the transatlantic slave trade. They had black men and women that were like this, that did the job for the master. They were lookouts for the master. They did whatever the master said. And these people. Just because, see, the master give them crumbs. The master let them eat from the scraps from his table, and they let them sleep in the house with the master, on the floor, and they feel so good about it. So what they do, they go out and destroy their own just for the master. These are what I call cotton picking, boot licking Negroes. Yeah, Shannon Sharp. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, and the like. There's many others. I don't need to name them all. You see them all the time. The first thing they do is they put them up on TV, talking about the producers of these sports shows. They grab them as their analysts, and their job is to lie to the world and tell the world a lie that our eyes don't see greatness, but what we see is failure in Lamar Jackson and not greatness. So our eyes see it. The statistics prove it. His winning proves it. But we want to believe what they say. He can't throw outside the numbers. He can't do this. When he just dismantled Detroit last week, throwing outside the numbers, throwing down the field, he did everything. He did everything to him with ease, with so much calm. He just humiliated him. And this is not the first time he has done that. Just look at the stats. Like right now, he is, I believe, number one in his completion percentage, but yet his receivers dropped. In one game, they dropped like 3 or 4 touchdowns and seven or 8 passes that were detrimental. They lost that game, and they even, these buffoons like Stephen A. Smith, he put it on Lamar when against Pittsburgh Steelers. If his receivers had caught the ball, it would have been a blowout. They dropped touchdowns all day long. Stephen A. Smith, because the executives who he worked for put him out there as their dog, he went and blamed it on Lamar. But like our eyes could not see that if the receivers had did their job, Lamar would have been sitting down in the third quarter because Pittsburgh would have been blown out. They left about 30 points off the scoreboard. But I can go on and on and on. I think I have beat this down enough. Until the next time, Mother Africa be calling. Like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel. This is all about African Americans going back to the motherland from which we were stolen, so we can get relief from this hatred, this racism. Not that we hate anybody else, because we're loving people. We love people, but we deserve to live our lives at its fullest and in peace and in love. So, Mother Africa be calling. Remember, she's calling her children. It will never change here or anywhere where we were taken. Why? Because it's our land of captivity. If you can go home, go home. I'm going to leave it right there for now. Shalom. Shalom.